If you have low trust in an organization, speed slows down and cost goes up. If you have high trust in an organization, speed increases and cost goes down. And then he gave a couple of examples. The airlines, for example. Anybody love flying on the public airlines? Is it more fun now that we have all these rules to protect us? Well, why do we have them? Why is it double the time for us to get on a plane? And then we lost meals at the same time. What's that? And then the prices went up because of oil, and that's a whole other trust issue. And so, why are we being punished? As a wise man once said, is that when you break the big rules, like terrorists do, the result is not anarchy. The result is not freedom. The result is you get a whole bunch of little rules, like Sarbanes-Oxley. And what is Sarbanes-Oxley doing to public companies in America? It's making them try to think about going private because it's so unbelievably expensive. Now, there are some positive things to measuring internal controls and stuff like that, but dear land, we got this whole bucket, every public company got this whole bucket of rules provided for us by our wonderful government, which has very few rules. I'd say that tongue-in-cheek. Because why? A few people, in some cases more people than we like to think, in public arenas, made self-serving, selfish, unwise, and actually criminal decisions at the top of those organizations. They broke the big rules. I had a boss that I'll never remember. This is where I learned this principle. He used to be a VP of sales for a company. Actually, he was a director of sales for a computer company. It's a $25 million computer company. He went out, and he was a hard driver. He closed the sale for $50 million. And they could deliver because they were just assembling stuff. $50 million. He walked in. He was going to get a $4 million commission. He's already, North Ranch, he's already figuring stuff like that. Very excited. Brings it into the two owners. And they look at, oh, this is great. Let's, party, celebrate. This is awesome. We can do this. It was spaced out over a period of 12 months for the delivery. And he says, his name was Bob. He said, Bob, of course, we're not going to be able to keep this into the comp plan. This is going to be a house count. He said, what do you mean? Well, the good news is you get to be VP of sales. We're going to make you, of course, they didn't have that role there because they were a small company. You get to be VP of sales, and we're going to cut you a check for $200,000 over the next 12 months. We'll pay you out. And it broke his heart. It absolutely broke his heart. He was already, represented about 70% of their sales, and he was holding that company together, and he quit. Well, I got in a situation. I was working for him in a sales position. This is around 1995, and we were starting another company together, and I was a part of employee number 16 in a company that went public, and we were selling video conferencing systems, so I started selling a lot of stuff, but I wasn't selling near as much as I thought I could, or as the opportunity was there. I was missing things. And I went out one day after work, and we were having a drink together, and I think it was dinner and a drink, and we're talking, and Bob told me that story. And he looked me in the eye and he says, Art, I see potential in you, and I want to vow to you that I want you to make more money than I do. I want you to know that there's no limit, no ceiling to what you can make in this company. I will never, ever do that to you because it was done to me. And I believed him because it was authentic. And my sales quadrupled, and we wound up closing the state of California, and a lot of good things happened.